the USO for 50 years now, and I'm excited to start my 8th year with the same sponsor. I've re-enlisted. I'm thrilled because I keep getting requests to come to military audiences. The thing I don't like about it is that the requests are coming from civilian audiences. I'm a little older now, and getting around isn't too easy. You know, the older you get, the tougher it is to lose weight, because by then, your body and your fat are really good friends. This is a wonderful facility. Our nurse was touring me through the hospital when she pointed out a special section of the ward, a group of young sailors. She said to me, "This is the most hazardous place for a nurse. These men are almost well." One of the men came running up to show me a picture of his baby. "It's a good-looking baby," I said. "Bob, you're looking at the picture upside down," he exclaimed. The Admiral was very supportive as he took me to the combat areas. He promised to keep a supply of my blood type on hand, even if he had to kill the chicken himself. I flew in from California last night, and I got on the plane and told the pilot I was a little nervous to fly. I was a little nervous because it was only my first time to fly. He said, "I know what you mean. It's my first time too." The California Chamber of Commerce is calling this one of my victory tours. They said it was a victory to get me out of state. No, really, California's a wonderful state. I try to keep in shape by working in my garden. It's amazing. You dig a little hole, throw in some seeds, and before you know it, out comes a gopher. I like to tell of an incident that occurred to me one year at La Quinta, if you can believe it. I hit a ball in the wind one day, but I shouldn't have watched with my mouth open. I'm the only guy around here with an Adam's apple mark spotting for a flight. I set out to play golf with the intention of shooting my age, but I shot my weight instead. I asked my good friend Arnold Palmer how I can improve my game. He said I could cut 8 strokes off my score by skipping one of the par 3s. Titleist has offered me a huge contract not to use his balls. You know, golf is a funny game. It's done much for health and at the same time ruin people by robbing them of their peace of mind. Look at me. I'm the healthiest idiot in the world. I get upset over a bad shot just like anyone else. But it's silly to let the game get to you. When I miss a shot, I just think of what a beautiful day it is and what nice, pure, fresh air I'm breathing. Then I take a deep breath. I gotta do that. That's what gives me the strength to break the club. I've had a wonderful life. I've played golf with 11 presidents, performed for 12 presidents, and I entertained 6 of them. If Barack Obama could slice the budget like he slices a golf ball, the nation would have nothing to worry about. I've played golf with all the Hollywood actors. Some of them could have been pretty fair golfers. For example, Jimmy Stewart could have been a great golfer, but he speaks so slowly that by the time he yells, "4," the guy he's hit is in an ambulance and on the way to the hospital. No, really, he's a good friend of mine. So is Bing. I met Bing about 7 years before our first road trip together. It was love at first sight. We started to insult each other right from the moment we met. I've done a little acting myself. Unfortunately, as had in my house, it's called the Passover. I've had a wonderful life. If I had to live it over, I wouldn't have time. You know you're getting old when the candles cost more than the cake. A flight attendant asked me how I looked so good at my age. I said, I have a wonderful makeup crew. They're the same people that restored the Statue of Liberty. A member of my staff asked me when I was going to retire. I said I would stop when I no longer could hear the sound of laughter. He said, "That's never stopped you before." I recently home to my agent saying how I'm having a wonderful time performing for troops all around the world. Incidentally, if you forgot to feed the cat, don't worry about feeding the fish. It's been great being here with y'all. I appreciate all you do for the country, and I especially appreciate that none of you threw tomatoes today. Thanks for the memories. I could thank all you naval officers for winning the war, but if I were with the Marines, I'd be thanking them. And of course, the Army, I'd be thanking them. The important thing is not who wins the wars, but who keeps them won. It only takes a couple to start a war, but it takes a whole bunch to finish it. No one would argue that we spent a whole bunch of our buddies on the starting war, and they'd be pretty sore if they heard us arguing over who won it. We owe these men and women a great debt. Our first and biggest payment towards this debt should be American unity. Unity with the purpose of peace. Thanks for everything you do, and thanks for bringing the victory bouquet home. Good night, everybody.